Alrighty guys, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video on the channel, and today we're going to be learning how to do the Buttercup. This is the second most requested tutorial on the channel, guys, so watch the whole way through this video if you want to learn how to Buttercup, and smash the thumbs up button. Let's go. Today I'm going to teach you two ways to Buttercup, actually. Two different methods that you can use, and hopefully one of those methods helps you unlock the Buttercup, dude. Honestly, this trick is one of my favorites, and once you get it, it'll become one of your favorites too. It is super easy to actually do. Once you get this, guys, it is like a kickless. Once you get it, it's just so easy, and you can add so much stuff to it, and it's amazing. Okay, so let's roll over the first method. The first method I'm going to teach you is the trip whip way. So the way to use a trip whip and turn it into a Buttercup. The second method I'm going to use is the whip umbrella motion, and that's going to help you do three quarters of a Buttercup, and then the last whip happens naturally. Okay, so they're the two methods. Which one's easier? I don't know. They both got their merit. They both work. They both kind of teach you the same fundamentals, but just in a different method, a different way. So try both and see which way works for you. All right. So the way that the Buttercup was originally invented, back before some of your guys' time, way before you guys started riding scooters, but I was around when the Buttercup was invented as a trick, and it was basically a tail whip, dry whip. That's the way it used to be done. It's formed into something different now, and using that kind of method doesn't work anymore. It's kind of complicated, but pretty much the gist of a Buttercup was this. It was a whip, dry, whip, okay? And that's pretty much a Buttercup. All right, so if you speed that up a little bit, it turns like that, but it's got a locking point. When you try to learn it like that, it locks up, and that's why guys and girls went a different way about it, right? So there's a couple of key fundamentals to this. We'll start with the triple whip method first, just for the motion purposes. Then we'll take everything that we take here, everything that we learn here, we're gonna take to the ramps. With the triple whip method and the method that I'm going to teach you, you're going to need a 180 to be able to do it in an air. You need to be able to 180. If you want to do it fly out, both methods will work if you're going completely straight. So depending on which way you want to learn it, I find learning a Buttercup fly out a lot harder than I do doing it in an air with the 180. So when practicing the motion, if you're heading for it to be in an air, do everything that I'm teaching you with a 180 motion, okay? And if you're doing it flat, just continue straight. Okay, let's get into it. Let's do the trip whip method. So first of all, we're gonna do a trip whip, right? We're gonna do a trip whip motion. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very simple. Next step, we're gonna do a trip whip from left to right if you're regular, and from right to left if you're goofy, okay? So I'm regular, like always. We're gonna do it from left to right, all right? So we'll start over here, just like this. 1, 2, 3, over to here, okay? Very simple. Now, the next step is to actually tilt your scooter like this way while doing a trip whip, okay? So you're gonna start from over here, tilt it up, 1, 2, 3, just like that, yeah? Cool, you can do that. It's kind of angled, nice and easy. Now, the next step we're gonna do is we're gonna take that, instead of starting from the left or the right, we're gonna go opposite direction. So now I'm gonna start from the right side, and I'm gonna take my scooter over there whilst doing a trip whip, and then come back this way. So it'll look something like this. See that? So from here, back foot always, we'll use our back foot, trip whip, this way. Okay, now, perfect. Once you've got that, we're gonna start letting the bars turn naturally. Okay, the fundamental of a Buttercup is a scoop. A scooping motion is this. Scooping is off your back foot. So a scoop with a Mac, for example, would look like this. Scoop with a Buttercup, look like this. Okay, so getting that scoop. Now, what comes with the scoop is a turning of the bars. Now, this is the most important part to the Buttercup. If you unlock this, both methods are gonna work really well. Okay, so in a Mac tutorial I did, it's exactly the same. So you can use this method for a Mac flip as well. So if I'm regular, I'm gonna scoop this way towards my left with my back foot, just like this. Okay, at the same time, I'm gonna turn my bars to the right. So I'm gonna go like this, okay? So like this. Scooping and twisting, just like that. Get really good at this motion here. Now, once you do that and you've got the timing right, do your triple whip from right over to the left and back around, and watch what happens. Ready? Triple whip, we get a Buttercup motion. So we're turning bars to the right, scooping to the left, and flicking a triple whip. 1, 2, 3, bang. The reason that this works is because you're in the pulling motion. Remember what I said in the Bri video about pulling motions and pushing motions? So this is a pulling motion, okay? So we're scooping, twisting, pulling, and a Buttercup happens naturally. It's basically just a triple whip around the world. You can think of it like that for the triple whip method. Just to recap, real easy. Triple whip from right to left or left to right, whichever way you want to do it like that, goofy or regular. Turning your bars the opposing direction to your whip, so you've got the scoop, and you do that really fast. So 1, 2, 3, all the way around like that. All right, let's go into the next method. Let's move into the next method. So the next method is going to help you more with an air. I'll use the first one for a fly out, and let's use this one for an air, okay? So we're going to be doing similar stuff, but we're going to think about it a little bit differently, okay? Instead of standing straight on, we're going to stand a little bit sideways like this for regular and opposing for goofy, okay? Now, we're going to be doing a whip umbrella. So if the Buttercup's a triple whip, a whip umbrella is a double whip with a pulling motion. But instead, we're going to do it sideways, okay? So I'm going to give an example of a whip umbrella moving from towards the camera back towards the resis like this, okay? So whip umbrella, scooping up, double whip, landing back, facing the opposite direction, okay? Just like that. Now, to get the Buttercup out of this, all you're going to do, more force, extra whip. So the triple whip method. So we go up, flick. Instead of a double whip, we do a triple whip with the whip umbrella. But, so a whip umbrella is basically just a whip bri. Or, yeah, is that it? Whip. Yeah, pretty much just like that. But I like to think about it instead of a bri as a double whip. Okay, so we're going up. We're going to do everything that we learned from the triple whip method. Same scoop, same everything, just on different angles. So, same scoop, this way, turning the bars to the right. But this time we're heading backwards, okay? So we're going to start here, heading backwards, double whip. Whip umbrella. The most important thing about this one is being able to turn behind you, okay? That's very important. That's how you're gonna do it in the air, all right? So now we're gonna apply more force, okay? So everything's the same. Scoop to the left, bars to the right, and we're gonna do a triple whip, facing the camera to the back. So turn, triple whip, back down. Get good at that. Once you can do that, guys, you're gonna be able to Buttercup air, no problem. Now, I'm gonna go over some problems that you're gonna face. I know this one's a little boring, there's not much riding in it, but there's lots of problems you're gonna face. Number one is if you flick with your front foot. If you end up flicking with your front foot, naturally, it makes the Buttercup a lot slower, a little bit harder, but don't fret, there is a way to learn it. I'll do a separate tutorial on how to Buttercup with the front foot, as it will take longer time. Now, I'm hoping that most of you guys get to flick with your back foot. If you flick with your back foot, it's gonna work so much better. The Buttercup's gonna be way better for you guys, but for those guys that flick with your front foot, don't worry, I've got your back and I'll help you in a separate video, okay? So, yeah. Okay, another problem you're gonna face is that it might lock up on you, okay? So if the Buttercup locks up on you, you're twisting your bars at the wrong time, okay? So you need to get it fluent. It's all timing, okay? The other thing that might lock it up is if you're scooping too hard. So if you scoop too hard, don't turn your bars enough, it's gonna lock into a Mac, and vice versa. If you do it the other way, it's gonna lock, okay? So it needs to be fluent. Not much effort needs to be applied. You just need synergy. So you just need the bars turned at the right time and the scoop at the right time, and it will flow. If you think about those two things, plus a triple whip, whether you're doing the 180 method or the straight method, it will Buttercup, okay? And remember that the Buttercup is a pull as well. So once those bars turn, you get to actually pull downwards, just like the bri. It feels exactly like a bri, but with lots of whips in it. That's exactly what it feels. It feels like a bri going wild. Think about it like that. So instead of just a straight bri flip over your head, it's a bri, but just whipping the whole time around. That's what it feels like, exactly the same as that. So think about it like that, guys. It's gonna help you a lot. Now, that's all I'm gonna do for this tutorial. Same rules apply from the last tutorial, the kickless one. I want you to go try these for 7 days. Let me know what you get stuck with, anything at all, just like the other video. 7 days, come back to this video and tell me what your results are. Let me know if you need extra help, I'm happy to. And also comment down below if you want more tutorials. I've got 100 that I'm gonna be filming over this year, so we're gonna cover absolutely everything. I've also got a program that's in development for you beginners as well. So pretty much a program that is just step-by-step how to start riding a scooter properly, all the fundamentals that you're ever gonna need to progress. So stay tuned for that. It'll be very cheap, so don't worry about that. But it's all my knowledge straight up over 20 years packed into a program for you guys. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.